going on, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you guys for tuning in to the Value Show, where we give you the tools to maintain and have healthy relationships. I'm so excited today. This is our first episode, and I have this amazing couple on here.
Good morning.
Dexter, and why did I forget your name?
Chastity.
Chastity.
Yes.
Beautiful, amazing couple. I met them in the mall.
Yes.
And you're from Louisiana.
We're both from Louisiana.
So
yes.
Tell us a little something about yourself.
So I'm Chastity. I'm 31 years old next month. I'm a nurse, happily married to Mr. Dexter Greenwald. I'm a psych nurse. I'm pretty active. I like spontaneity. I'm a thrill seeker. I like to laugh. I'm kind of introverted on the slick, but when I'm around the perfect crowd, I can be outgoing. So that's pretty much me.
Dexter.
My name is Dexter Greenwald. I'm a videographer out here in Atlanta from Louisiana. Been here for a little over 3 years. Married to this beautiful woman here. Love sports. Love spending time with my wife. Hiking, adventurous stuff, normal stuff. But my biggest thing is videography and film. So,
how long you been doing that?
I started in 2016. Started taking it serious in about 2018.
How long you guys been married?
We've been married for a year. We made a year on New Year's Eve.
Okay, congratulations.
New Year's Eve.
Yeah, thank you.
So
Thank you.
Still newlyweds. Thank you very much.
How long you guys been together?
3 years.
3 years.
Yeah.
Okay, where'd you meet?
On Instagram.
The infamous Instagram.
On Instagram.
Infamous. And tell me about
infamous?
this. Who hit who up?
See, I'm going to say he slid in a DM. We were following each other for probably 2 to 3 years before we actually started communicating. But at the time, we both were in relationships. And then at one point, I guess I started posting again, and I was looking single, so we started conversing again.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, but who hit who up on the Instagram?
I say she hit me up. She says I hit her up. At this point, I don't even really know because it's been so far.
And I don't have the original thread. I don't know why.
Okay, so you guys became friends on Instagram, or y'all started your relationship on Instagram?
Started our relationship on Instagram.
Now, were y'all seeing each other while y'all were talking on Instagram, or?
Not really. So we started talking around September-ish of 2019.
18.
18? Sheesh. And then we didn't meet each other until November of that year.
You started talking 2018.
September,
September.
through social media.
Okay.
And then we didn't meet each other until November of that year. So
now,
2 months later.
where were you guys at?
I was living in Lake Charles, Louisiana.
And I was here in Atlanta.
You was here in Atlanta. So y'all was talking through phone for a year.
No. Well,
that was
before we met, it was only like 2 months.
2 months.
Yeah.
So y'all had a long distance relationship though.
Oh,
Did y'all
yeah.
say it was like 2 years long distance?
Yeah, we did.
Well, I
We're
was saying
getting
as far as like before we met.
Okay, before you met.
Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
I got you.
So we talked, September, October.
And then November, we actually met in person.
Right.
We flew out to Dallas. Well, I flew out to Dallas and she drove to Dallas. We went to a Saints game. And that was kind of the first interaction we had together. Not as a couple, but just meeting each other.
So how was that? Were you had like nervous? Like, man, is he gonna look how he look on Instagram? Or?
I wasn't nervous, but I told my family, I'm going to Dallas to go to this football game with this guy I met on Instagram. And my mama was going crazy. Send me pictures, send me his driver's license and everything. And I told him that. And you sent it, though. I was like, okay. I mean, you are who you say you are. Because we talked on FaceTime also. So I knew who he was, And I feel like you could kind of get a vibe from people through social media. It's only so much you can fake. I knew he wasn't a serial killer. I mean, he could have been a rapist, but I knew you weren't a serial killer.
Dang.
Stop it. But yeah, I was a little nervous, but not like reluctant. Like, I'm down. Like I said, spontaneity. Like, I'm here for it.
Okay, I'm gonna be transparent.
Go ahead.
And on the Value Show, I mean, I value guys' relationship. Because I'm pretty sure, obviously he's a white guy. So how were your parents? And then also on your side, I want to hear your side.
Actually, my family is very open-minded. I don't know what it is about me, but my mom always said, Chastity, I could see you with a different race, not just Caucasian, any other race, because I'm different and I'm open-minded. So she always did say that. So she was not surprised. My family was not surprised. And they've all been open-minded through this whole journey, honestly.
Because sometimes that can go a different way where people are like,
it surely could.
I met this amazing man, Mom. Okay, yeah, send us a picture. Hold on a second.
Right.
What's going on here?
Right.
So how was it on your side?
For me, it's always been easy. Like, I've since freshman year of high school, I've always dated black women. So anytime I would bring someone home or tell my parents I'm in a relationship,
black women?
yeah, I've never been with a white woman.
You always like black women?
Yeah.
I thought about that when I'm not judging, but when I saw the tattoo, I said, he probably liked black women all his life.
Never been with a white woman, so yeah.
Say it one more time.
So bringing this information to my family, they always knew what was up.
Ah.
And his mama is a doll, like seriously. You know, also for me, meeting his family, you know, you can feel energy. I didn't feel no stares or like, who is this new black girl? Like none of that. His family is awesome, down to earth, very warm and welcoming. That made me feel comfortable, you know, because like I don't know what their thoughts are, but I could feel the energy, you know. But they were genuine from day one.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
Seriously.
So y'all display who you guys are to your family.
Yeah.
You guys met, and now the 2 years distance comes. How was that for you? Starting out.
For me, starting out, it was good. I'm the type of person like being to where like I'm so job driven, especially being an entrepreneur. I don't need to be around the person I'm talking to every single day. So for me, it's easy because I just need my space so I can focus on work rather than being nagged on a constant day-to-day basis.
Hold on a second. Man, should I let him finish?
Not saying that I was gonna be nagging him.
Now your past lady, were you nagged?
I was. And a lot of my relationships in my past failed because I needed my space. And they didn't like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to come back to that. Let's see.
I love it.
How was it for you?
For me, it was a wee bit challenging because the way I started to feel about Mr. Dexter, which I loved him, I adored him. But in my past, I dated somebody who was in the military who was also always going. So that was almost normalcy for me. I was comfortable with the long distance relationship, but in my past, the trauma and the infidelity did cause me to be, you know, scared at times, you know. But I mean, he was always open and honest. He's always communicating about where he is, who he's with. And I basically gave him the opportunity to be who he was going to be. Either he was going to lie and get caught or, you know,
Do right,
which I felt you did. So.
Do you always call him Mr. Dexter?
No, I was just saying.
Oh.
Just for the viewers. But no, of course I don't call him Mr. Dexter. That's babe.
Okay, so now that you're together, no, we're gonna still go back to this long distance.
Okay, go ahead.
Because on the value show, I'll be going down some
that's
some
fine.
lanes.
That's fine.
What did you do when you guys, you know, because you're missing her, you lonely.
Right. And that's the thing too. Like, if you're in a long distance relationship, you have to compromise. And okay, well, I'm coming to see you. You come and see me. Ooh. I'm coming to see you. You come and see me. If you don't have that, then you're gonna fall apart. So, in our relationship, it was like every other month we were switching. So I would go see her 1 month, and then she would come see me the next month. So it's kind of give and take.
Okay.
It's kind of taxing because financially that's a bit of a strange, and depending on what you do for a living, like I'm a nurse, I have to be on the clock. He's an entrepreneur, so he's more flexible. So that was kind of taxing for me. But we made it work.
So every other month, like you would fly there and be there for maybe 2 weeks or a week?
Not even 2
maybe
weeks.
Sometimes a week, and then sometimes 3 or
Less
4
than that.
days. Yeah.
Was it costly though? I know you said financially, like.
So from here to Houston, it's not that bad of, you know, flights. It's not that bad. Now, when she traveled to Nebraska to go work, it was a little more costly, but I mean, you just gotta sacrifice
it sounds
some
like it
things.
was smooth, but what about the challenges? What were one of the challenges?
Make us make challenges. Let me say this. This has been, like they quote, the easiest relationship I've ever been in. So we're not even gonna make challenges. I guess just the time spent apart was a challenge within itself. We didn't experience a big F up like infidelity. We have not experienced that. Have not had nobody turn their phone off for 24 hours and go missing, anything like that. Pretty much us being on a cell phone all day, every day. Not because we didn't trust each other, but just because we enjoyed each other's conversation. Like even with his friends, when we did the last couple standings, something they disliked about us was we was always on the phone, always. If I wasn't working, if he wasn't working.
To the fact to where, like, for them 2 years, we would literally sleep on the phone.
Which is so corny,
every night.
Paint that picture for me.
We on the phone. All right, babe, I'm about to go to sleep. All right, she stay on the phone, you know, or vice versa. She's going to sleep. All right, and, you know, it was just kind of just something to make her, for me, make her feel comfortable, and then opposite for me to feel comfortable with her.
See that you should say that to some of the men, because some men may
Oh
be
my God, I applaud him for that.
in long distance
Seriously,
relationships, and they're
seriously.
like, man, especially you saying you falling asleep on the phone with her. Most men are like, man, I'm not doing that. Like, I'm hanging up, go to sleep.
Thank you. But
Man.
that's because he's so sure of himself. He's mature. You know, like, I think that's childish to be like, okay, I'm just going to sleep. Forget how you feel or what you're thinking, or forget the past traumas you've been through. Like, I feel like he's very mature.
What did you do when you got lonely and you couldn't see her? Talk to me.
He did have some depressed moments. Like, before he met me, he did say he dealt with depression a lot. So he has been depressed sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like everybody kind of deals with depression, but she has definitely taken me out of that space. Since I've met her, man, I can honestly say depression has maybe come about once or twice, and it's not even because of us. It was more job and what I'm gonna do, because with her being a nurse, she's making X amount of money. So for me as a man, I feel like I have to compensate, and make up to where I can be at least as equal with her when it comes to financially. So that was a little depressing moment. But what I would do when I was missing her, I just try to stay busy with work, and trying to figure out how I can get myself to the next level with work, and just trying to clear my mind of that absence of her.
Yeah. Now, what about you? On your lonely days or lonely
for
nights,
me,
what would
man, I don't get that lonely. In the relationship, he's a little more clingy than I am.
I'm more
so
emotional.
I'm always working out. I spend a lot of time with my family. This is the longest I've gone without seeing my family, honestly. Like, I'm one of 7, and I have like 13 nieces and nephews, and I was always around them and working out. And baby, sleep is my second favorite pastime.
Facts.
So we talked about this. I guess for you, it wasn't that hard because you're not as clingy as him. So we talking about the love languages. So what are her love languages? Do you know now?
Now?
Yeah. Hold on, you guys took the test
just
again?
did
We
it
redid
this
it.
morning. Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
so what are
So it's
hers?
fresh.
The first one for her was doing things. What's it called?
Acts of service.
Acts of service. So because I like a clean place, so cleaning up the house, tending to folding clothes because she don't like folding clothes. So stuff of that nature is her top thing now, compared
Okay.
to the gifts before when we had that previous discussion.
Number 2.
Number 2 was
Quality time.
Don't
and
help
then-
him.
Oh, my bad.
No, it was quality time because that and gifts were both 22%, so they were tied for number 2.
Okay.
Quality time. and
What was
gifts.
number 3?
Number 3 was, the last one was touching. So words of affirmation was the 4.
Okay. So what is his top 3?
See, now I can't even recall what they was the acts of service also?
For the first one?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh, quality time.
Hey.
You failing.
You've been long distance too long.
Wait. What was it? What's the other one?
What's the first one?
I can't think of the words. I can place. What's the word?
Okay, I'll tell you the words. We got words of affirmation, acts of service, quality time, physical touch, gifts.
So it wasn't words of affirmation? Oh, words of affirmation.
Words of
And then
affirmation
acts
was
of
one.
service.
I don't even remember what my 2 was.
It wouldn't be touch because you
No,
saying
it
how
was
My
actually
touch
like
was like 4.
less.
Yeah.
Hold on, so let's talk
It
about
went
this. When you were
down.
long distance, you were clingy when you were long distance? Is it because you were...
And that's the thing, maybe because I just earned that person next to me, but maybe now that she's closer, I don't need it because it's here. I can touch her whenever I need to.
Yeah, so it went way down.
I wonder if that changes for couples like that are long distance. They have this love language assessment,
Yeah.
and the relationship dynamic is a certain way, and then when they come together, it all changes
Right.
again.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we were
I
saying.
would actually encourage couples to do that. Even if you take a relationship assessment and you live in different states or countries, you may have printed results,
Yeah.
but then when you guys come together, those results can change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because now you're in each other's presence every day, so
Yep.
that clingy touch is not there.
Right.
Wow.
It's the
Because like
truth.
for her, it was like gift giving was number 1 before, and because I wasn't around to clean up or help around the house,
Right.
but now that I'm here, that is the first one for her because she sees and she acknowledges
love
that
it.
I do what I do.
Now, did you always have a desire to be married?
You know, Initially I did, but after the past hurt, I was like, I'm probably never gonna get married. Like, I literally was not concerned with it anymore. I mean, if I did, fine. If I didn't, fine also. Like, I didn't grow up saying, oh, I'm just gonna be this little princess in this white dress. No, marry my Prince Charming, no. I didn't have that ideal about marriage.
What happened that made you change your perspective?
When you meet that right person, I'm so serious, it's an automatic yes. It's an automatic yes. Like, you feel like you can't live without them. They add to your life, It's a bonus. Why wouldn't I want to do life with my best friend?
So when you met him, that's what you experienced?
That was my
I mean, of course, you
experience.
guys were talking on Instagram, but then when you first time you met him, you had that experience?
Even when you just asked us how was that first time, it felt like we had known each other our whole lives, seriously. Like, we had a blast. On that weekend, it was not even awkward. It was not awkward.
After the show, we'll show you the first video of us meeting, and you'll be like, dang, y'all just met?
Yeah.
It seemed like we knew each other for a long time before that.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Now, when you were coming up, did you always have a desire to be
married? Especially with my father not being around as a young kid, I always wanted to have a family to where I was there, and wanted to be married and, live the good life, with American dream life. But, as growing up, going to college, you get, into women and, she's this, and this. But after a while, it becomes old to where I was just like, I'm tired of the fast life. I'm tired of the college life, the party life. I want something that makes me feel stable. You know what I'm saying? So I always wanted that marriage life. Kind of changed when I got to college because I was enjoying myself. And then after college, it was like, okay, well, I want to get married. I want to have that whole feeling.
Mm-hmm. Man, you guys are a beautiful couple, man.
Thank you.
Now, here's the thing, though, because everybody handles long distance differently. So during that time frame of being long distance, did you guys have in your mind, like, you know what, at this particular time, we're going to live in the same state, or you're going to move here with me, or I'm going to move here with you?
That happened when we got married. So we never lived with each other until the day after we got married.
No, I'm saying, like, did you guys have a plan?
We did
like,
not
okay,
have a
no,
plan.
yeah, no plan.
We were just winging it. And so May of 2020, I went to Nebraska for a travel nurse assignment, and I spent 6 months there. He came in August, and he was like, we're going ring shopping.
Because I always told myself, being an entrepreneur, you have ups and downs with finances. So I always told myself, and I told her this too, I said, if God allows me to have this amount of money to make this happen, I will do it. And he did. So I took that opportunity when he gave me that opportunity to have the finances to get her a ring and get married, that, okay, I'm going to stay true to my word and make it happen.
Okay, so let me make sure I'm hearing this. You're together you're long distance for 2 years. Mm-hmm. But during that 2 years, there was no like, hey, at the end of this year or this time frame, I'm gonna move to you, you're gonna move to me, or we're gonna move here. It was, so how did you just come, you just came to visit in Atlanta and then he said, hey, I got a ring?
Look, listen, so I was still torn between, okay, where do I want to live? I was living in a small town in Louisiana, and I longed to go to Dallas. I don't know why I really wanted to live in Dallas, and I was trying to coerce him along the way, like to say, oh, he would move to Dallas, and he never said that. So after he proposed, and I'm realizing the severity of the situation, and like my time is becoming short, I can't just say I'm living in a whole different city and I'm engaged to this man. Like, what's the next plan? So then we started thinking about, okay, when are we gonna get married? What's the date gonna be? And I was starting to think, okay, maybe we should just elope, because I didn't want to shack up. I don't want to shack up with nobody. I mean,
I've done it before, and of course it didn't end well because I'm not with them people.
Right.
But she's always been the person where, like, we're gonna go the guy route. If we're not married, we're not living together. Once we get married, then we'll live together. And I mean, that's kind of what happened. Mm-hmm. So. But as far as like the engagement part, I basically flew to Nebraska where she was working, and hey, let's go ring shopping.
So you were living in Atlanta at that time, though?
Yeah.
You knew what you were doing.
I knew what I was doing.
When I give her this ring, she coming to Atlanta. He knew what he was doing.
And see, I didn't mind moving. It's just being here, I've done built my business.
Yeah.
So moving to a whole other place is like restarting. And that was my mind, like, I don't want to restart just yet because I still have stuff to build here. Mm-hmm. So that's the only reason why I was like, okay, I want you here with me because this is where I'm building, this is where I'm making all my money. If I move to Dallas where you want to be, it's kind of like ground zero for me.
Right.
So it was just kind of, it was never the fact of me being selfish because I don't want to go where she wants to go. It was just, this is where I'm making my good money, and this is where I want to stay now until I feel comfortable with, okay, well, let's go to Dallas, and I don't need to be in Atlanta to make my money. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, the screen went to sleep during the show. Anyway, that's what I want to talk about. I'm glad you said that. How is that transition? Because you have a job. He's an entrepreneur. The flexibility is a little easier for him.
Right.
How is it like? You know what? Oh man, were you okay with like, okay, I could transition and go to Atlanta, or like he was saying, he could do it too, but it's more easier for him to stay because he built so much. Because a lot of long distance relationships, they're in that phase right there. Like man, the job sometimes is that part where like I can't leave.
Right. No, that's another reason why I'm a nurse, because I know I can pretty much go anywhere, apply for a job, and they pretty much gonna hire you. Especially now, like I can go knock on the door of a hospital, they gonna let me in, get a job. It's no problem. And initially, that was like, I was scared because he was an entrepreneur. Because you know, growing up, it's like, okay, find a man that's stable, white collar, blue collar, hard working. I was like scared about that, but
It was a couple of times she was like, you need to go get a job. You need to go get a job.
How'd that make you feel?
It messed with me, but I always told her, like, if I can't do this what I love, I'm not gonna be happy in this relationship. And that's kind of what happened in my past. It was just like I was working, I wasn't fully to where I'm at now. So I was working 12-hour shifts 6 days a week, and I was just miserable. And I would come home, and I'd be, you know, just distance, and I'd rather take a shower and go to sleep and get ready for the next day. So with this relationship, it was, I'm happy with what I'm doing, and I know if I stay consistent, I'm gonna become something with what I love to do. So I just always knew, like, even though she told me that, and I was actually about to, but a sign came in and I had got booked, because I was about to apply for an offshore job back in Louisiana, and they called me back and everything, and the same day they called me back, I had got a gig for a wedding, and I was like, I'm not going to work. This right here, getting this gig for a wedding, is a sign that's saying, no, keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
So I always stood strong on my belief that I'm not going back to no 9 to 5.
big facts. And I did like that he was headstrong. He didn't just let me manipulate him into not following his passion and following his dream. And that's another thing, like self-care. This is part of his self-care, doing something that he loves. So I'm happy that he has stuck with it, you know?
I'm glad you guys just expressed that, because a lot of couples, whether long distance or even when they finally get together, that can be the thing that tears them apart.
Right.
Because one person's adamant, like, yeah, I know you do that, but you got to do this to make this work and to have this marriage be healthy. And then that person ends up transitioning from entrepreneurship to back to the workforce, or going from the workforce, and you could be trying to force her to do entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
Like,
That's kind of where we at now.
Uh-oh.
Because like, even though she likes what she's doing
the
now,
nerve.
it's not even a nerve. It's just, I know she doesn't want to do nursing until retirement.
Right.
So for me, being that I've lived this life so far, I was just trying to push her to like, okay, do something that you would enjoy and not have to go and work for somebody. You know what I'm saying? So she she wanted to start messing with candles. So I was like, okay, well, maybe you should start doing this, mess with it, see how you like it, and then maybe you can turn this into a business. Because she's a very likable person on social media. And social media is such a big platform these days. That's basically what sells you now. So if you can make candles and be this likable person that everybody likes, it's gonna be easy for you to start a business and start selling things. So that's just something I try to pitch to her.
Yeah. But see me, I'll be then gave the candles away, like, cause I like y'all. You know, I'm gonna give you a candle. Here's a gift. Here's a gift. Here's a gift. So
yeah, we just gotta get you in. If that happens, you gotta just be in the right environment. You're not gonna be giving candles away.
I know.
People pay a lot of money for candles too.
I know.
Oh, facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
So this is interesting. You guys are here in Atlanta now, married for a year.
Right.
Yeah. How do you guys feel now that you're settled in? It's been a year. Was it worth the wait? Like,
it was absolutely worth the wait. I would do it again and again and again. Seriously, if the transition was gonna be this smooth and seamless, absolutely.
And I know it's still early in our marriage, but a year of marriage, not one argument. For 365 days plus this month, no arguments. We communicate so well, and it's just easy. I mean, I wish I could sit here and say, oh, we argue about this and argue about that, but it's really been that easy.
I would say, here's the thing. Now, of course, we understand that challenges do arise, but I don't believe, like you just said, it does not have to be hard.
Right.
We complicate relationships.
Facts.
And I said this on one of my the last show, that if you're complimenting your partner versus competing,
Thank you.
Facts.
you could alleviate a lot of drama.
I agree.
And a lot of times there's this competition going on. Like you
Right.
could have been easily competing with her to come here earlier.
Right.
Or
Yeah.
you could have been competing with him. No, you need to come where I'm at.
Right.
And then that's a competition. That's
Right.
not complimenting one another.
Facts.
You guys compromise, you met each other in the middle, and now you're here.
Yeah.
So for somebody that's watching this right now, what would you say to that long distance relationship, you as a woman, to the woman?
First of all, I would tell them to pray about it, because God is not going to steer you wrong. That's if you're a believing Christian. I would tell them to pray about it, and just pay attention to the person, listen to their words, really pay attention to their actions. Like if they were incongruent, what he said and did another thing, I would be like, okay, that's a red flag. So just pay attention to what they're doing and what they're saying, and trust yourself, trust your intuition, trust your gut. That's never led me wrong either as a woman. So I didn't feel anything. I didn't see major red flags that were deal breakers. Oh, stay true to your deal breakers. I mean, don't settle. Literally, don't settle. You can get what you want. You really can.
Okay. And what about you for the guys?
Dude, for the guys, I would just say you would have to know what you want, because there's so many. What's the word I want to use? There's so many avenues to go as far as women, because guys, we love women, but you have to, and this is not just for long distance, in general, you have to know that you want this one person. And if you want this one person, anything's possible. But if you continuously getting sidetracked by everything else that's going on in the world, partying and other women and big booties and looks and stuff of that nature, it's never gonna work. You'll never be that faithful man that you need to be.
So, where do you guys see your relationship in the next 5 years?
In the next 5 years, I'm gonna be somebody's mama. I'm still gonna be working. I suppose I'm still gonna be working, being the best helpmate that I could be to him. Maybe helping you do your videography. Like I said, I'll come to some of the shoots, come to some of the weddings, and help you. If you teach me to do what I need to do, that'll be great. I just seen us growing and prospering, becoming one even the more so. I could see us, we need to find a church home.
That's one thing too.
We need to really find a church home.
She definitely brought me closer to God. Yeah, so that's one thing. When we got married, I had to put my vows, because it was just like before, I believe in God, but didn't pray. In my mind, I just believed in God, and I know. But whenever meeting her, it's just like she preached it so much, and that's the same thing with the living with each other thing before marriage. Me, I believe in God, and I know it's not right in His eyes, but you still do things that you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
So she brought me closer to God as well.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Y'all a beautiful couple, man.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Can we get a high five to end the show, man? Come on, man. All of
With
it.
who? All of
Nah,
us?
yeah, boom.
Oh my God.
All right.
It really is what it is. It is what it is.
And I mean, you have your bumps and along the way, as far as like moving in with each other. Like, okay, she may not like that I don't put the tissue on the tissue roll, or she may not rinse the food out of the dishes. But all that's so simple. Like in a normal relationship, that will cause drama. But with us, it's just like it doesn't come to the point where she puts the tissue on the tissue roll, or I wash the food off the dishes.
Don't even mention it.
Right. It's just kind of
Don't
you take
mention
up the other slack.
Right.
Basically.
100%.
Wow. There you have it, man. The Value Show, where we give you the tools to maintain healthy relationships. Dexter, I don't know why I keep thinking that name.
Chastity. It's okay.
Dang, I feel so bad. Dexter and Chastity, man, they're amazing couple, man.